Hello and welcome to our video where we're going to show you our Trade Panel Pro, which brings an incredible amount of functionality to MetaTrader for free. Okay, so we've got the panel running on the chart. You can click on it and move it around on that title bar. You can also, we've got some buttons as well just to make it bigger or smaller. We've also got a minimize button as well, just to, if you'd like to just make it a bit smaller. We've got the news events coming up, and to get those working you do need, under tools, options, expert advisors, you need to add our website to that allow web request URL, and then the news should work if you re-add the A to the chart. Got a little bit of status text which will show you the profit and so on when a trade is open. Oh, by the way, I do recommend using chart shift just to move your candles over to the left so you can see our labels there for the stop loss and take profit. We'll talk about those more in a moment. We then got some built-in indicators just showing you the market in different time frames, what direction it's moving in and how many pips it's moved. That's those numbers there. Everything's very configurable, so if you didn't want that, you can just go to config. They've got these really nice pop-ups that allow you to configure the system, go to display, and then you could just untick, you know, where it says trend arrow indicators and just blank that out, and so it won't calculate them. Click save and that will just remove those. So everything's very configurable. We've then got the one-click trading buttons. We've got the lot size calculation. At the moment, by default, it's based on a 2% risk per trade based on the stop loss. And we've then got some pending controls and break even. So over on the right there, we've got our labels for the stop loss and take profit. We use a hidden stop loss, which is something that is really recommended for live trading. We do set a broker stop loss, but it's a configurable distance away. So to configure the system, we've got this config button as we've mentioned. So to have a look at the stop loss, we've got there various calculation methods available, lots of popular ones, parabolic SAR perhaps being another popular one, and you can set the properties for that. You can also add a minimum and maximum, so that if it's to prevent it from being too shallow or too big, and you can even add a little extra pip offset. That's quite common with parabolic SAR, just add an extra pip to it. Or you can, by the way, also select fixed pips and fixed amount. It's possible to trail the stop loss. We've got those options, and this is a very popular option which will trail with the indicator as it updates. So parabolic SAR will follow the price action, and then you can get it to trail with that and update as the indicator recalculates. So let's click save on that. As you can see now with parabolic SAR, it's just in the direction that the market's going in. So we've got the stop loss there, and so that's being used to calculate the lot size because we're on a 2% risk per trade. But to configure that, if you go to config, and we've got risk lots. So at the moment we're doing a risk percent of account per trade, which is very, very popular and highly recommended. But you can also do a fixed amount per trade, or just a simple amount per pip. We also do dynamic lots, where it's lots per 1,000 balance, or just fixed lots, so whatever you want to do. Also with our configuration pop-ups, you notice we've got this changes apply to, and that allows you to have different configuration values, perhaps for different symbols, different currency pairs, or different time frames. So you can just select that. So you could perhaps just have like a different just say for the Japanese, you can even just put a currency in there, so that will allow you to make changes just for the Japanese pairs. So that's just a very popular feature as well. Now you can make manual adjustments as well on the fly. So we'll notice with the labels, we've got this little pin icon. So what you can do is if you click that and unpin it, and then you can then click and drag the label around, and you can see the take profit there is updating because it's set to a risk reward ratio by default. So you can move it around, and then when you finish, pin it back. If you just click on the label, you get a nice pop-up where you could set a price directly, or pips, or fixed amount, or you could switch it back to automatic and control the trailing and break even as well. On the take profit side, it's a really powerful system. Let's have a look at take profit. So at the moment we're on a 1.2 risk reward ratio, but you can of course set pips or a fixed amount. But what we can do is expand the number of take profit levels, so we could actually have 2. Now with our paid for product, you can actually have up to 10 targets, but with our free one it's 2. But even there we can just do perhaps an exit of 50% on that first target. Let's make that risk reward ratio of 1, and then on risk reward ratio of 2 we could then do the full close. So that percentage is based on the original trade, so we want 100%. But as you can see here, we can also make other adjustments as well to the stop loss. We could perhaps set for break even as well, and on the break even you can capture a pit profit, perhaps cover commission charges as well. So all these features really popular. And you know, you can even trail the stop loss as well, and in fact you're allowed to not even exit at all and just use the take profit just to take action, like set for break even or to trail the stop loss. So it's a very flexible system. You can even set a negative exit percent, and you may think, well, what on earth does that do? And it will actually scale in for you, so actually add to your position. And you can even set a negative value for the target, and then it'll actually act as a stop loss. So you could get it to say scale in if the price went against you. So it's a very flexible system. Now don't panic if that sounds quite complicated. In the Appendix A in the manual, we've got loads of great examples where we just, the different things that you might want to do. We've got a nice little screenshot of how to set it up. So just go to Appendix A of the manual and you've got some beautiful examples. So let's click save. So you can see now there we've got the two take profit levels, and again we can manually adjust them if we wanted to. You can click on there and just make on the fly adjustments. You can unpin it and move it around. Okay, so it's time now to open a trade. So if we click the one-click trading buttons there, you can see it's opened a trade now. So a few things have happened. We've got the close button appeared, so you could close the trade. We've also got a scale in button, so you can actually add to your position by opening up additional tickets. The lines now have gone dashed to show that they're active. This is our hidden stop loss. In trading, your broker is not your friend. It's a really good idea to hide your true stop loss from them. Now we do set a broker stop loss, but it's a configurable distance away. We've then got the take profit lines, and again we've got a broker take profit, but again it's a configurable distance away. And then on the status text, it's going to report the profit both in actual amount and in pips. And then if you want to close the trade, you could do partial closes, so we support that. As mentioned, you could also scale in, so to close the trade, just click close, then it would just go back to how it was before. The next thing to talk about is pending orders. So you can see this pending control here. We've got one for the sell direction and one for the buy direction. If you click on that, we get our pending pop-up. We use hidden pending orders where it's actually managed by the EA, so it's a lot more powerful, where you can choose to just alert when the price is reached or to trade, or when the candle is actually closed beyond the price as well. And then in terms of actually setting the pending price, you can choose either a price or as pips. You can see here the default is 10%, and that percent actually refers to a percentage of the average daily range, which is actually kind of a sensible thing to do instead of pips, because the average daily range does vary between symbols. So to get a consistent trading between different symbols, to do it in percentage terms is actually a really good idea. You can of course set expiry as well, and we support various ways of setting that, both in just minutes and hours and things, or particular timestamps. And you can also set up bracketed pending orders, where it'll put both a sell and a buy pending order around the current price. If you click OK there, so we've just got a standard 10%. So you can see now it's set the pending order up. The stop loss and take profit are still being calculated from that parabolic SI. You can see that the button, that one-click trading, has changed now to indicate a pending order is active, and you can click on it if you want to make adjustments. You can of course unpin it as before and then move it around, and it automatically will set either a stop or a limit type depending where you put it in relation to the current price. So it's just going to trade when the price gets to that pending order. And then if you wanted to turn it off, you could just click on there and switch to off. Also on pending orders, imagine a trade is actually open, so let's reopen that trade. And if we set a pending order now, what it's actually going to do is scale in when it reaches that price. So you can just do it as an extra manual kind of scale in when it gets to there, and then you can just pin it into position there. Oh, by the way, you can click on the pending label there and get the same pop-up as well. Okay, so just to recap a bit, so the config button is used to change the defaults that the system will use to begin with. So that's for the stop loss, take profit, and so on. And then on the fly changes can be done by clicking on the labels there, or under config display you can actually enable controls, say for the stop loss and take profit on the panels, so that you can make those kind of on the fly changes. Also in here you can get the daily pivot, weekly pivot shown on the chart, which are very popular, support and resistance. You can also declutter things. So on minimize, when you minimize the panel, you can hide these stop loss and take profit lines. So some people prefer to do that. By the way, these vertical lines, those are the news events, so you can control their visibility there as well. Now, the other thing you need for the EA to actually work and be able to open and close trades is you need this smiley face on the panel. So just make sure this auto trading is ticked here, so it's got like that green play button. And also under expert properties, need to make sure in the common tab it's allow live trading is ticked. And again on MetaTrader 5 they tend to call this algo trading, and same there, it says algo trading, but it's the same thing. So you need those two things, and then hopefully you'll get that smiley face. Now another exciting thing to show you is we have a library of rules and extra controls that you can add to the panel. If you go to our website runwiseFX.com/library, so we've got all these rules that are available. Now, most of these rules are for our pay-for product, but we do have one useful one that you can use on the free one, which is this BI-CA, which is a close all trades button. So that's very popular. So the way these rules work, and there's all sorts of things for closing trades before news events and things of that nature. So if we just use this quick load code, it's BI-CA. Just minimize that. So config button again, so you just type in that code BI-CA, and then all we need to do is click download. Again, this will only work if you've added our website to that allowed web request URL, and then just confirmation, and then what it's done is downloaded the configuration. So that will close all trades that are currently open on the account, and there's just huge amount in there. There's lots of other buttons that you can add as well in that scripts section, and lots of things with setting up pending orders as well, and slanted pending orders. Just a great resource. And then with our free one, yes, you can download that close all trades button. Now the other important feature to show you is our multi-trade mode. So at the moment we're allowed one sell trade and one buy trade at the moment. The only reason that sell is oranged out is because we're using this parabolic SAR stop loss, which is just in the direction of the market. Now if you click config and go to general settings, there's this max simultaneous trades. So if we set that to say 5, then it'll put the EA into what we call multi-trade mode, where we've got this like selected trade. So this is useful if you want to have multiple trades on the same chart in the same direction, and that includes multiple pending orders. So for example, we could set up a pending order there at that 10%. We could then change to the next multi-trade where we could set up a pending order, say at something like perhaps 15%. And then we could just, you just build up like a grid system or something like that. So it's just a great way of doing multiple trades or multiple pending orders, and everything will have its own stop loss and take profit depending on what you've configured. So there you are, and you can just see the different pending orders. So it will show you all the pending orders that have been set up, and if you want to make changes, just select it there, or you could just click on the pending order. Let's say if you wanted to adjust the items there as well. Another big thing to show you is we actually have an app for the system. So we've got the EA running on a variety of charts, and then with our app, so this is the Windows one, you can see the EAs will automatically show up there. So you can just control everything from a central location. So you can just see everything running there. And it will also handle multiple accounts as well, and you can see all the sort of trades and see your chart and so on. So it's just a really useful addition. So if you go to runwiseFX.com/app, you'll be able to see that, and you'll be able to make those on the fly changes and so on. Now we do have our paid for product, which allows you to have more take profit levels. It's available on the MetaTrader on the marketplace called Ultimate Trade Manager Plus Mobile. So it's going to give you that more take profit levels. Also in our library, you'll be able to download all the other trade rules, and there's some great ones in there. Very popular, for example, is that take profit, or like a daily profit on the whole account. So sometimes your entire account can do really well at a particular moment in the day, and it can just close all your trades. So that's, and there's loads of other rules, you know, with those kind of useful things that's available. Also with our Ultimate Trade Manager, you can do trade copying. So your manual trades, it can copy them between multiple accounts with different MetaTraders running on the same machine. And you also get our mobile app, so you can control the EAs from your mobile. And it's really nicely priced as well, and obviously it's going to support what we're doing, so please do consider that, but you're very welcome to use the free panel if not. The other big thing to show you is our product. It's called the Strategy Builder, and it's our flagship product. It's available in MetaTrader Market, and what it does, you can see it running on the chart, and it allows you to actually automate things. So it can automatically open and close trades, say based on indicator values. So it looks very similar to our trade panel, and there is indeed, you know, a common code base there, but what you get is this config button, and in here you've got this indicator values to capture. So we've got an indicator on the chart here called Super Trend, and what we've done is to configure the system to capture that indicator and to have a look at the entry and exit signals that it gives. Now that might look a bit complicated with all these boxes, but we have got a separate video about it. And also all the settings are available in our library. If you go to custom indicator settings, if you go down in the free section, we've got the Super Trend. We've got a link so you can download the indicator and install it onto your platform, and we've then got the quick load code to actually download the settings that are required to capture that indicator. And then once that's been configured, which we've already done, if you go to activate statistics, what it's actually going to do is look back through the chart. It's going to look at these arrows that are on the chart and just see what trades would have happened, and very quickly calculate out what the profit and drawdown would be. So you can see here the simulated trades, that's your stop loss, and it'll use whatever stop loss you've configured in the system, and the take profit, where we've just got a simple 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So you can just see it'll just go back and show you all the trades that would have happened, but it's got this nice summary table here. So you can just see what works and what doesn't, and any changes, even to things like the stop loss, take profit, or even things like trading hours. You can set trading hours as well, will be reflected in the statistics. Also, we've got the product running on a number of different charts as well. And what we can do is we've got this show other chart results, and what it will do is in a nice table is show you the results from the other charts, which are also on different time frames. So it can also give you a clue about the best symbol and time frame to be trading, because it just orders it on profitability. But then the big thing you can do is obviously, and the reason we call it Strategy Builder, is you can add in extra indicators and see if that will help with the trading. So at the moment we're just trading very simply really on this indicator. Just when it signals a buy, we open a buy, and a sell on a sell. So what we could do is introduce perhaps a filter, so that if the market's flat and isn't trending, we just don't trade. And a good way of doing that is in our library under the standard indicator settings, which is things like moving average crosses. We've also got ADX, and that's the ADX main is a good one because it tells you when the market is trending or not. So again, what we've got is the quick load code. So all you need to do is just select that code, and to actually get ADX into here, go to config. You just would paste that code in there, click download, and what it's going to do is download the settings for ADX main. It's then going to recalculate all the statistics on all the different charts. Now this would take you ages to do if you were using MetaTrader's strategy tester, but here we're just doing it super quick across multiple charts, multiple time frames. And we can see now it has made an improvement. So we've got here the average profit, so we see we've had an increase on that, and we've also had a reduction on the drawdown, and that's good. We want the drawdown to be as low as possible, so that's brilliant. So you can see now adding that indicator and doing that was beneficial. So that's why we call it Strategy Builder, because you can just then work your way towards a better strategy. So you can see that now if I just select there, you can see that ADX has been brought into the system. We've got this nice priority setting. What that does there is if the market isn't trending, then it just won't trade at all. So that's what that is. And again, it's all explained in the manual. This is just a very quick overview. And the final thing you can do is, as we've said, it will take into consideration things like your stop loss settings, and we've got a lot of different calculation methods available. Also, you take profit regime as well, and don't forget you can be doing partial closes. And you've also got to think about the actual inputs for the indicators, because they can calculate differently. So what we've got is an automated optimizer which will automatically try all those different values for you, see which gives a better profit but without increasing the drawdown, and then it will automatically save those settings to the configuration file. And you can even set it to just do it, say, over the weekend when the market's closed. So it's just an incredible feature. So to set it off, we can, if we take this option, it's going to get all of the EAs on the different charts to optimize at the same time. So all we need to do is just click this start button, and what it's going to do now, it's going to go off, and it's going to do just like an initial pass just to see what the baseline is, and it's going to go through now. It's going to try all the different stop loss, different take profit regimes, trading hours, different inputs, and just see what works. And when it finds an improvement, which will be reported down here, it'll then save that to the configuration file. So as you can see here, it's found an improvement, so it will automatically save those settings that provided that to the configuration file, so use it going forwards. And just a reminder, this is optimizing all the other charts at the same time as well. So this is, you know, a huge thing really. It would take a long time to do this in the MetaTrader strategy tester, so our system is much quicker. Oh, by the way, to actually, once it's finished optimizing, to get it to actually trade, you would just go to config, general settings, and you just need to change the auto mode from alert, so at the moment it just alert you, into TC trade continuous, and that's all you'd need to do to get it to open and close trades automatically going forwards. Now if you'd like a demo version, if you go to our website runwiseFX.com, if you just scroll down a bit, we've got a demo version so you can try it out on your system as well. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions, please do email us at support@runwiseFX.com.